Well, hello and welcome back to the World of Tech. I'm Darren Dunn, and in this video we're going to be going over the hardware on the Nokia X7 smartphone, one of Nokia's high-end smartphones, and we're going to be having a look if it does sit up to Nokia's expectations of solid hardware. So without further ado, let's start inspecting. So let's start off on the front of the device, and as you can see at the top we have a Nokia logo, which obviously is expected. Also the X7 logo, that's not a surprise. What is a surprise is there's no front facing camera. Now that's a big disappointment for me. I was expecting a front facing camera. Apart from that, what else are we going to get? We're going to get a beautiful 4-inch AMOLED display on the X7. Now if I'm just going to light the screen up, you will see the colours are just stunning. Now it might not show through on camera, but I wasn't expecting a screen this good. I was expecting something AMOLED quality. Despite it not being super AMOLED, it's extremely clear and definitely one of the best screens I've seen on a smartphone to date. So let's take a look at the bottom. I'm just going to turn the screen off for now. And on the bottom you're just going to get a single button as well. That's not a touch button, it's actually a physical button. You can see and probably hear that clicking. So yeah, that's a physical button. Now let's start taking a look around the device. Starting on the back. There it is. It's an 8 megapixel camera. It's got a pretty big lens, as you can see there, and you know what they say, the bigger the lens, the better quality you're going to get. And that does look to be a dual LED flash, so that's always nice as well. Nokia logo right in the center. That's pretty much standard. That's on all Nokia phones. However, they've sort of integrated it with the back. I mean, it's not standing out too much, so it's not going to cause a problem if you're not, if you're like me and you don't like advertisement. On the bottom, just a bit more branding. Nokia X7 is the model number, just letting you know that. Now let's start taking a look around what's on the side of the devices. Here, let's actually turn it around this way. There it is. It's the dedicated camera button. That's going to open up the camera application, and there is also physical buttons again for the volume rocker. Let's take a look at the other side. Now this is where things also start getting interesting with the SIM card and the SD card slot. Now it does come with 8 GB of onboard memory, but it can go up to 32 GB of onboard memory. Of memory once you've added an SD card. Now I was wondering, how do you get these out? Do you push them in? Do they fly out? You can just see that little dot there and the dot there again. Now if you was to push down, it's hard to see because my finger's in the way, but that pops up, and if I wanted to, it's kind of difficult, gonna have to admit that. There it comes, the SIM card tray. Similar to the iPhone, but the iPhone's is a little bit more straightforward. And pretty much same for the SD card slot. I'm not going to go into the trouble. So that's really overall the hardware. And I mean, this thing is a fingerprint magnet, but it's gorgeous. It's just one. How do I explain it? It's one of the best looking phones I've ever seen, and it's pretty thin as well. I mean, if I was to just stack that up to a BlackBerry Curve 8520, you can see it's thin. I mean, what about one of the thinnest smartphones on the market, the iPhone 4? It's thin. I mean, it's not bulky. It seems to be very well designed. But yeah, definitely one of the best, if not the best, hardware that I've come across, especially on a Nokia device. And Nokia are very good when it comes to hardware. I'm Darren Dunn from the World of Tech, and for the latest tech news and reviews, head over to theworldoftech.net, and please do follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/worldoftechuk. I'm Darren Dunn, and please subscribe for more content.